Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today, I'm so excited to say that we have an entire video devoted to Mob Beauty products. It's very exciting. I have some new products to talk to you about, including the collaboration that Mob did. They're so good to their community. Their collaboration with Michelle Spieler makeup artist were the French in 5 palette, which I'm wearing, and you'll see in the demo, and including this brand new M1990 liner. Why is the internet talking all about this? Well, I'll let you know. So happy to have you here. Don't forget that you can also follow my content over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. But I'm so happy to have you here. If you are in a hurry and just kind of want to browse and see what I'm going to show you from Mob Beauty today, please make use of the very descriptive timestamps that I have included both beneath this video in the description bar, along with down along it. And you can scroll and just find what you need. In the description bar, there's also information on how to give super thanks. I appreciate that. And how you can join our $4.99 a month community membership here, right here on YouTube. We have weekly lives and all sorts of fun behind the scenes stuff. We'd love to see you there. All right, well, Mob Beauty, as you probably know, is the most sustainable, the cleanest, the most cruelty-free. I'm going to go with those superlatives. They really are, and they really care. It's not an afterthought. On this channel, we talk a lot about brands like Dior, who seem to pretend like they've gotten the kind of clean beauty bug, and then they really just redo everything and make it last 6 months and sell it to us so that we have to repurchase, and all of us are side-eyeing them for it. Mob Beauty, nobody's ever going to accuse of that. They're dead serious about this. They make packaging that is literally biodegradable and will eventually turn back to dust. I'm not kidding. There's some genius stuff going over there, and they really care about their community. They care about not just those of us who are makeup artists or content creators, but also customers. They are just a very devoted group based between Toronto, Canada, and here in the US, and they just amazing. Now, if you haven't seen Vic and Alicia and the mastermind behind it, Belle, who's the master of their social media, putting together, they are so much fun to watch in their cool lab coats. And Vic is a chemist, a makeup chemist who started MAC and Cover FX. And the stories that Vic and Alicia have, I could sit and listen to Vic kind of all day long, and the stories that he tells and the knowledge that he has about makeup formulations, product formulations, the FDA. I mean, you know, literally there's nothing the man doesn't know. Plus, he has created some of the most iconic makeup in the world originally through MAC. Ruby Woo lipstick, Russian red lipstick, Vic. Spice lip liner, Vic. Oh, Spice lip liner. So let's talk about it. I did a video a few days ago and I quizzed you guys as to what I had on my lips, and so many of you guessed. This is the M1990 from Mob Beauty. It is $22, and it is indeed the original formula of the Spice lip liner that was the biggest lip liner in the 90s. Think every supermodel and every makeup artist, from Kevin Aqua and Linda Evangelista to the cover of every magazine, to on everyone, this kind of cool tone neutral shade. Now you're going to say, well, if I wanted Spice, I would buy it from MAC. Well, go ahead. It's pumpkin orange. For a variety of reasons. MAC, let's see, Vic departed MAC, and MAC went on their merry way with their products. No shade on MAC. But through that, there were slight changes, you know, in the shade. And the current MAC Spice bears no resemblance to the original. That really 1990s grungy, cool, neutral shade. But Vic had his original books with the formula. Now, if you were like me, and I was searching for it all last night, but I finally gave up. I have it, though. I have an original from the mid-90s, MAC Spice liner, and I wanted to compare it. So you think it would, you know, before the formula changed, before Vic left, you think it would be the same. But Vic actually says that just sitting in the wood dye will seep into it and change the shade. This is really the shade he developed to be Spice, which is why they named it M1990, the year. So I'm going to try it on in the demo. I'm not wearing it right now, but don't worry, we'll see it on my lips in the demo. but here it is in a swatch. And this is, I mean, this is it. This is MAC Spice, but it's now Mauve 1990, $22. You can get it on their website. This is the most sensational liner for whatever shade you put over it. I actually have a red over it right now because we put it on in the demo and I just used it to line. But the other thing that Mauve has done is they've made it, it's a traditional pencil. You sharpen it, it's in wood. You know when it's going to be gone because it goes down. But the other thing that's amazing about it is they've made the formula, they perfectly updated the formula. So it's really comfortable to wear. I've been wearing it just as a lipstick because it's creamy, but it still holds your makeup and your lipstick in from feathering. You know, it's waterproof and it won't allow feathering. Plus, of course, this is Mauve Beauty. It's plastic free. It's, you know, everything you would want to also save the planet. But I keep joking in this video that because I'm not a clean beauty person, I mean, not that I'm against clean beauty, but you know what I mean. I don't run a clean beauty channel or a sustainable beauty channel. I talk about Mauve just because I love the products, and that is, I've made myself the spokesperson for just how good the products are. This is so comfortable, it's so pretty, and it also feels like an old friend because it is. I remember MAC Spice. I was only 2 years old in the 90s. What? So I remember it, and it's like an old friend. And, you know, Mauve wants to hear these shades that you want revisited, actually. I shouldn't say that because now they'll be bombarded, but they do. So we're going to try that on. This is made in Germany, and that's where you need to get your pencils made. Why are the Germans so good at making lip liners and eyeliners? You tell me, but they are. They always have been. Okay, and then we want to look at, I bought this with my own money. Mauve was nice enough to send me M1990, but I will buy replacements with my own money. And this I bought with my own money too. That is how much I believe in the brand. This is the French in 5 little kit palette. And this is from a community collaboration. Mauve loves their community, like I told you, with makeup artist Michelle Spieler. And it is $56. Look what's in here. Could not be simpler. We have 4 products, and we are going to do a full look with it today. We have the cream eyeshadow in M115. We have the highlight balm in M98. We have M41 in a cake eyeliner that we're going to wet and use. You don't have to wet it, but I do. And then M67, which is a matte lip shade that is meant to go on cheeks and lips. And I love it because it really is French in 5. We talk about this in the demo. The thing about French makeup is it's very minimal, very pared down, very much about the look of the skin, and it's beautiful. But when we try it on, we'll try this on, we'll try on the M1990, but I'm also going to do a full face of some of my other favorite Mauve Beauty shades, because when people were going to order this, they asked me what I would recommend. So, you know, some recommendations. We got a bronzer in there, another highlighter, a setting powder, all sorts of stuff. Let me just swatch this for you just so you can kind of see what this looks like. It's just like a beautiful taupe shade. I'll put it there by the M1990. And this highlighter, also cream. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Cleaning off my hand, we have this cake liner, and we have the lipstick shade. And the lipstick shade, the cake liner we're going to wet, and I'll show you how I do that. And the lipstick shade I'm almost wearing as a pink because it is so blurred out. And I'm going to add a little bit of gloss over it just because, you know, I'm making the look me. But it is a very, very simple look. I'm sure I could do it in less than 5. You know how speedy I am. But my main thing here, we're also going to use the Mauve mascara. My main thing here is to just share my love of this tremendously responsible and tremendously caring brand with beautiful products. I have been talking about Mauve Beauty and how much I love them since I first discovered them at Beautylish. They did a little collab with Beautylish, and I'd never met them before in my life. So I have, I definitely speak from the heart here, and I'm excited to share this with you. So let's go ahead and go to the demo and try on all of these products. Don't forget to look below where I'll link them all, okay? But also please hit subscribe. It really helps my channel grow, and I need you for that. I appreciate it. All right, let's go to the demo. We're going to do a full face here, including our new products, and I'll show you the M1990. Very excited. I have skincare only on my skin, and it's been on for about 2 hours, I admit. So, you know, And I am fortunate enough that I pretty much just work from home, so I can let it sit like that before I put on makeup. I realize that's not the case for all of us. We are going to start with my favorite cream foundation of all time. That is not hyperbole, I truly mean it. The Mob Blurring Ceramide Cream Foundation. I'm going to be using it in 2 shades. This comes in 26 shades. This is neutral 40 for the whole face, and then I tend to use neutral 30. I don't always, but I often use neutral 30 just to kind of conceal a little bit. So let's actually conceal first. Here is the neutral 30 next to the neutral 40. And you know, at Mob, you can do a little sample and kind of try one. So here's the 30, and I'm just going to put that all over the eyes. Now, here's what I'm hearing from you guys. A lot of people, depending on what hemisphere you're in, this is a little light, but I'm just kind of putting it over the eyes to prep for makeup. I'm going to put the foundation on in the M40 in a moment, so bear with me here and trust the process. This is a Sonia G Fusion brush, so it works really well with cream products. I'm asked by a lot of you guys, as many of us in this hemisphere approach warmer months, how to pare down makeup when it's really hot out. And somebody asked it specifically relating to cream foundation. And I'll tell you, there's no substitute in really hot, especially humid weather. See how this works really nicely as a concealer on the dark pits of despair? Let me tell you. And I'm going to do a little more concealing before we do the rest of the face. The way to do it, honestly, there's no substitute for less is more when it's real, in my opinion. My opinion is not the only opinion, but in my opinion, there is no substitute for a little bit less. I will do sunscreen, and the sunscreen will count as primer and moisturizer. I can't do that whole skin routine. It's too much. Let me put a little bit on. Herman, as you guys have affectionately named him. I don't know if I need to go to a dermatologist or what, but we know what I say, super goop. I wore that Super Goop product. I found it uncomfortable. And the next day, Herman was there, and he is gone, but he has left his literal mark on me. So I'm still doing with this little concealer brush. I'm still kind of getting these spots on my face that are stubborn and not very pretty. And this is all with the Mob product. Now, sometimes when I'm lazy, sometimes, let's face it, most of the time, I will just use my 40 neutral shade over the whole face. But today I'm pretending to be someone who has patience for my routine, and I'm posing to fool you guys. Now, admitting to it doesn't help me fool you as well. I understand that. But I'm posing, and when I really am taking my time, I will do this first, which I know is a little light. But don't panic, because this is such a perfect shade for me, the neutral 40. And now I'm going to go in with a bigger Sonia G brush, also a fusion brush, and I'm going to put the M40 all over. Now, you know, if you're new to this channel, you might be like, oh my goodness, what are you doing to your face? Don't worry. The brushes are very soft. The product is very soft. I do move quickly. Got to keep up. Anyway, yeah, I think if you're rolling into hot months where you live and you want to wear a cream foundation, I think that's great. You just need to pare down a little bit, and wherever you can, and I understand it's not always possible, but wherever and whenever you can, just please make sure that you let your skincare products sit. And if you've got a big routine of skincare when it's hot out, then I switch that to nighttime. Because you're not putting any makeup over it before you go to bed. Okay, just my advice, my 2 cents, which is worth, I suppose, 2 cents, but, you know, I've done this for a while, so you can ask anything below. And then I am quite happy to wear cream foundation in the warmer months, and it does get very warm where I am. Now, I tend to use my hands. Yes, I will wash them. You can see I'm pre-addressing comments before I get them. Okay. All right, well, now that we've got that done, we want to set it. Now, Mob has a bunch of different setting powders now, and I love a loose setting powder. They have 4 different shades. The pink is my favorite, but I also have the translucent shade, and I love it. It's $26, and I love a loose setting powder, probably because I don't have oily skin. So I'm going to take the pink right here and just put it underneath the eyes. I don't have oily skin, so it's not like I have to take powder with me, I admit. But I find this pink shade very brightening, and I love a good loose powder. A lot of people are asking me my opinion on the new pressed powder from Hourglass. Yeah, it's okay. I don't love it, but I'm not prone. I'm going to powder around the nose, guys. I'm not prone to liking a pressed setting powder. I don't mind a pressed finishing powder, you know, after all your makeup is done, to buff in, that has maybe a little bit of sparkle to it. But for a setting powder, I admit I prefer a loose powder. So this Mauve really does the trick for me. And again, as usual, so many people speak about Mauve Beauty and they talk about the products, there's no waste, the biodegradable, the sustainability, how clean the beauty is, how cruelty-free it is. With me, I'm always going to talk about how much I love the actual products themselves. Because if you don't enjoy how pretty these products are, you won't wear them no matter how good they are to the earth. So I've kind of taken that upon myself to be the spokesperson, unofficial of course, for how good the products are. Okay, I mean, look at that complexion. If it weren't good, you wouldn't keep coming back. Okay, so now I want to start, and I just want to show you the M1990 pencil that we did all the information about earlier. The French in 5 look has a lip color, and it's going to have to go over this because I just want to show you how beautiful this is. It's just, you know, you'll remember it. I just want a line. And it's so creamy, this pencil. You could just wear this all day long. That formula is so perfect and so beautiful, and it just lasts. What I have been doing since I received this kindly from Mauve is I have been, you know, frankly, I've just been throwing it on in the morning with a little bit of concealer and some mascara. It's absolutely perfect. Honestly, truly perfect. Okay, if you notice that quick little edit there, I popped off camera to do my mascara. Mascara is the one thing that I take forever to do, and I guess I could have sped it up, but it's like watching paint dry. But I actually did use the Mauve Beauty mascara. I like it. Again, I told you, I've made myself the unofficial spokesperson for how good the products are. It's a really nice kind of dramatic mascara. It's a beautiful one too, but I did do that off camera. All right, now that you have seen, this is really the look I've been doing. When I said mascara, talking about the M1990, I kind of reminded myself I wasn't wearing any. And this, maybe a little bit of blush, this nothing on the eyes, has really been my go-to look lately. We're gonna do the French in 5, and that will negate this lip liner, but it's so comfy and it lasts so long. It's creamy. I can't even feel it on my lips. You can eat through it. You can, I mean, it's the ultimate neutral. Put a gloss over it, put a lipstick over it. It's kind of perfect. I'm just saying. You know, I love Mauve, but perfect is quite the superlative adjective, and I'm going to go there. All right, so let's talk about this cool French in 5 Michelle Spieler's palette. And it's really a great idea, isn't it? Let's go ahead and do this. This really speaks to me. I ordered this immediately. I purchased this myself because, like I said, it speaks to me. I really love pared down makeup. And I love that French makeup tends to be more skincare based and less colorful. It's really sophisticated and very minimalist, and that appeals to me. So let's go ahead and start here. This is a cream shadow, and I'm using a goat's hair brush. So it works with cream in a pinch. You know, theoretically, they do say that you should use maybe a mixed or a synthetic, but I've always used the goats for that. So, okay. See how simple? Oh, I love this. See, this is like a daily staple for me, you guys, and it's all in one spot. So it's super, super convenient for me. And this just works, and it's foolproof, you know? I mean, this does not take talent. Lucky for me. Okay. And I just, oh, wow, this is pretty. Now we're going to stop for a moment now that I've got those eyes, you know, at the start of being done. And I want to take, you guys know that I love my Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer brush. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with it. Obsessed. M77 is the shade I use in their bronzer cream, and it's a really good one. And when I have a cream bronzer, I'll put this in the description bar. I think it's just a great one. I love to cover the top of it like this, just so you can really see that it's got the product on it. And then I'm not going to do anything fancy because, again, we're talking minimal French in 5. I just want to do the, I'm not trying to give myself a beard, don't worry. I just want to do the kind of perimeter of the face and warm it up a little bit. That's all. And I like this shade because it allows me to kind of do that haphazardly. I see it there. I see it there. Don't worry. I got it. I'm on it. And I even go onto the cheek. I'm not really worrying about anything. And I'm certainly not worrying about it building up because I've powdered what I want to powder, you know, in hotter months, if you're heading into hot months. And I've pared down my skincare. Save the other stuff for the nighttime. And I don't feel like I'm wearing a ton of product. The Mob products are nice and light. They're cream products anyway. Okay, so I wanted to stop and do that. Okay, let's talk about this now. So we've got this highlighting shade in here. And I'm going to take my finger, this is cream, and just put that in there. Oh, so pretty. And I can do this on the cheeks. I'm not wearing a blush yet, but that's okay. We're gonna do this red blush. Now comes the part that I'm terrified of, and that is at least I can admit it, no ego here, guys. And that is using the liner. So this is our just cake black liner. So what I brought over is the smallest brush. So it's Klutz approved, and this is a Refer number 23 if you're playing along at home. And of course, this is MAC Fix Plus. I'm gonna wet it kind of off camera so you don't watch me splashing there. And then because it's wet, you know, I don't like to put it directly in. You can put on your hand and then wet it, but I'm going to do just the side here. I never like sticking a moistened brush right into the middle of a product. Old habits. And I am just going to take this and I'm just going to kind of sloppily, but that's why I have a really skinny brush, just line above the eye and underneath. Okay. If I had any talent whatsoever, which I don't, I would take that out a little bit. Okay, let's do it a little bit. It's not the lack of talent, you guys, because I can do it. I just can't make it match, right? Now my comment section will be filled with tips. And I will say, oh, thank you. I'm going to try that. And I won't. Again, maybe I'm being a bit too honest, huh? I won't. It's just not something I really mess with. If I'm having a professional makeup artist do my makeup, I always ask for it because I love the way it looks, but it's just not kind of, what's the saying, in my wheelhouse or whatever. Look how pretty this is, though. I do have to do this sort of a thing more often. Okay. Hey, that kind of worked. If you do it really sloppy, it kind of worked. Please don't tell me if it's uneven. You'll break my heart. Do I look like Brigitte Bardot yet? Please lie to me. Oh, yes, Rebecca. The spitting image of Brigitte Bardot. Okay, so I'm going to take, I am going to actually take this brush here. And this is a Sonia G Fusion brush because it's not actually Fusion, it's a Kiyaki brush, but it's got some of the bristles that are the same. And I want to take it into this red right here, and we're just going to kind of pop that onto the cheeks and really lightly so it almost goes pink, because when I do this bright red as a lip color, which is part of the look for Michelle, I'm going to do it very lightly as well and also as a pink. Okay, and now I just ran my finger into this, and as I told you, I just kind of want to dab this on. And yeah, it's going over M1990. But, you know, you might be using a lip liner anyway. I probably would normally do it on bare lips, but... And then, you guys know this, I always use a really dense, like, shadow liner brush to do lips. This doesn't need it because it blends in so beautifully, but look at that kind of as a stain. And if I want, I'm going to cheat and bring in this Armani Cherry. This is a little kind of nothing lip gloss, and I don't mean that in a pejorative way. It's just a little kind of nothing. It doesn't have a plumping property. It doesn't have a scent or anything. It's just kind of there, and it's this cherry shade. So am I doing this because the lipstick is uncomfortable? No. I just like a glossy look. I think the matte look is probably a little more sophisticated, really, but I like it like that. And then, just for fun, I want to add in the Suspended Sparkle Balm. There's 2 shades. I have M1990, and this look does not need it, but I have decided that it does. I already went rogue and added a gloss. I'm sorry, Michelle. This is a little bit glittery, but I don't know. I'm just playing and having fun with, you know, one of my favorite brands of makeup. I'm just having a good time. And so many of you told me that you wanted to order the M1990, and I got about 10 different DMs saying, well, I'm on the site, what else should I order? And that's what gave me the inspiration for this video. What else should you order? Oh, the Sparkle Balm. It's glittery, but in a really understated way. Definitely that cream foundation, the loose setting powder, the bronzer, any of the other lipstick looks. This, though, is a very, very simple look, and I absolutely love it. It's very much just everyday. I know I added Sparkle Balm. I can't help it. But it's a very simple look. And I have to tell you, even a non-genius like me, see what I did there? A non-genius like me could wet a very skinny little liner brush and get a nice dark liner out of that cake black liner, and it was beautiful. Such a simple look, easy for cheeks and lips. French in 5. Honestly, give me French in 2. I can do it. I can do it. If I don't talk through it, I can do French in 2 with this. And I feel very just kind of put together and ready for the day in such a simple, foolproof look. But if you're looking for other recommendations, Mob products, please let me know, because I can tell you all my Mob favorites. I just wanted to feature some of them. But let me tell you that M1990, this French in 5 if you're like me and you like minimal makeup, and the M1990, even if you weren't around during the MAC Spice days of the 1990s, you know, you'll still get such good use out of this. And actually, that lip look really worked over it. It's a really nice base for that as well. So there's so much good stuff over at Mob. Not being paid to say it. I just love the makeup. So, you know, go over there and check it out. I'll link everything down below so that you can purchase. It helps me if you purchase through my link. I sure appreciate it. Hey, make sure that you share and like, and of course, please subscribe to this channel. And it was an absolute pleasure talking about Mob Beauty today. Let me know what you think down below, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.